which means on either side of the tram, you're going to be seeing some posters that represent just a fraction of the thousands of films that have been made here over the last 100 years. We opened on March 15th, 1915, thanks to a man named Carl Laemmle. Now, back in 1915, all of these movies were black and white, which I love. In fact, I found a scene from my favorite black and white film of all time. Let's take a look.
I have the room ready for you and Mrs. Barrington.
Thank you, Will.
Did you hear that? Mrs. Barrington.
Not quite, darling, but soon. Very, very soon. Hello.
Yes?
Everybody at Champagne sent to the room at once. And make sure that we are not disturbed for any reason.
Okay, just kidding. Jimmy Fallon filmed that inside of stage 20, one of the 28 sound stages we have here on the front lot. Gives you a really good idea of what they look like on the inside, but what about the outside? Well, take a look off to your left. You are about to see stage 12. Currently, it is home to NBC's hit singing competition, The Voice. Alicia Keys and Miley Cyrus have joined the coaches this year for their 11th season. But in addition to those lovely ladies, a lot of familiar faces came back as well.
Hi everybody, I'm Carson Daly from NBC's The Voice. I want to welcome you to the Universal Front Lot. Our show is filmed on stage 12. It happens to be the largest sound stage on the Universal lot. Take a look.
So on your screens is what stage 12 looks like when it is completely empty. But the sound stages that we've got coming up on your left right now are anything but empty. So we're coming around to see stages 24 and 25. The doors are open a little bit. So you guys can take a sneak peek inside here. You're going to see some of the sets for Colony. I mentioned that earlier. They're filming on another spot on the lot today. It stars Josh Holloway, who you might remember played Sawyer on Lost, and Sarah Wayne Callies from The Walking Dead. Now, they've been filming inside of these two sound stages for quite a while. The first season is on Hulu. The season that they've been filming is going to be premiering next year on USA. And their neighbors here in stages 22 and 23, Superstore. This is where we filmed that show starring America Ferrera, who you might remember played Ugly Betty in the show of the same name. They just got renewed for an entire second season, which is wonderful news. Now, I need you guys to do me a favor, though, okay? I need you to look off to your left. Notice those big white trailers and that parking structure. Take a little mental snapshot of that parking structure. Wave to the cast of the Superstore right over there. We got some Cloud9 employees. There's a lot of people that work here. Some of the people that work here include Mindy Kaling, who films The Mindy Project right next door here in stage 27. She's no stranger to NBC. She was a castmate on the show The Office for many years, as well as an Emmy-nominated writer and producer. The reason that we're able to have all of these great shows here on the Universal lot is because we're part of a bigger company called NBC Universal. So basically what that means is we bring you a lot of your favorite shows on a lot of your favorite networks. Some of those networks include NBC, of course, but also E!, Sci-Fi, USA, Bravo, Telemundo, NBC Universal, the Golf Channel, CNBC, MSNBC, the Weather Channel, Oxygen, the Esquire Network, and NBC Sports, just to name a few. Right now, we are headed down an area we like to call Sitcom Alley. This is where a lot of your favorite shows have filmed, like Parenthood, Coach, The Jeffersons, and we're moving right on up with a wonderful new comedy that premiered a couple of weeks ago called The Good Place, starring Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. They've been filming all summer right next door in stage 44. Looks like those doors are open too, so crank your necks just beyond those trucks and you might catch a glimpse of some of the Good Place sets. Now, a minute ago, I asked you guys to notice those big white trailers. You're going to be seeing them sprinkled throughout the lot today because those are the dressing rooms to the stars. So let's say Kristen Bell, Mindy Kaling, they're here and they need to get ready for a scene that they're going to be filming. They do that right in one of those trailers. In fact, if you've ever heard an actor say, "I'll be in my trailer," that is exactly what they're talking about. But back in the 50s, they had the bungalows you see on your left. Right here in the corner, 5170 and 5180, that belonged to Paul Newman and Joanne Woodward, a very powerful couple back in their day. But right now, most of these bungalows are used as production offices. So let's say I had an audition for The Good Place or The Mindy Project, and I needed to meet with the producers about it. That might happen in one of these bungalows here. Or maybe I work for the De Laurentiis company. They're the ones that bring us the legend of Dr. Hannibal Lecter to both the small and big screens. They got their bungalow coming up in 5195. You're going to spot that big Hannibal poster that is across the top of that one. But take a look towards the center of that bungalow, right next to the address. You might see a familiar face of Alfred Hitchcock. The master of suspense himself used that bungalow for years when he was filming here on the lot, and he has since become one of the greatest directors in cinematic history. Speaking of cinematic history, you guys, it's being made right now. So keep your eyes peeled on your left-hand side. You're going to notice that we are building two brand new high-tech sound stages. And when they are finished, you guys will not be able to stop to the beat because NBC's next live musical Hairspray is going to be filming live right here on our Universal lot. It's a high-energy, toe-tapping show. It's based off the Tony Award-winning musical of the same name. Area of the lot. You're going to see a part of our Metro sets coming up on your left. They're called Metro sets because it's short for Metropolitan. The streets that weave in and out of that area can become any major metropolitan city a production needs it to be. So for instance, we've got Colony that is filming on this part of the lot today. So they're going to dress it up to look like whatever they need it to look like for their particular episode. But the Mindy Project has also filmed on the same street many times. So it's very interesting to think that two shows that are completely different in tone. They built an obstacle course right there. And now, of course, I did mention Peter Jackson a moment ago. Not only did he use a lot of these sets, but he used a lot of CGI as well.
It's the original King Kong that made me want to direct movies. I saw that movie on TV when I was about 8 or 9 years old, and I wanted to become a filmmaker. I like films that just take you away from your real life and sweep you up into adventure. Kong literally does that. I mean, you're on board the ship, you're sailing to a lost island, you're encountering monsters and creatures from, prehistoric times. So I was thrilled when Universal invited me back to Skull Island, and it's great to have you along for the ride. Now, we have created this 3D immersive experience, so you're going to have to have your glasses ready. Don't put them on yet, just have them in your hand because we're about to return to Skull Island. We really put a lot of thought into the character and personality of Kong, and he's so much more than a monster. In fact, he's not a monster. He is an incredibly majestic, ancient creature. He's a force of nature. He's old, he's wise, he's proud, he's fierce, and obviously he has a heart. The most important feature with Kong are his eyes. Kong's eyes are wonderfully expressive. They're full of emotion. His eyes are like a window into his personality and his heart. He's had an enormous number of encounters with his foes, the T-Rexes and the various dinosaurs on Skull Island, so he's been beaten up, scarred, chewed up, spat out by these dinosaurs at various times, and he wears the scars of a lot of ancient battles.
Alright everybody, adventure awaits us, so hold on to your belongings. Please remain seated at all times. Wind those cameras because you don't want to disturb the beasts that live in Skull Island. began is indeed still there. Please, please raise your hands if you're gone. Fantastic. Oh, now I don't know what to do when I see hands. I walk into this every single time. All right, now hang on to those 3D glasses, everybody. You're going to be wanting them later on in the tour today. Now, what we just saw was the largest digital 3D experience in the entire world. It was designed by Peter Jackson himself, along with the folks over at Weta Digital. Now, Weta Digital is a very talented company that specializes in things like CGI. So not only do they work on that King Kong attraction and the movie King Kong, but a lot of other movies we've seen too, like The Rise, The Planet of the Apes, the Lord of the Rings trilogy, the Hobbit trilogy, the Avatar movies. They are so good at what they do. They have won 5 Academy Awards for their hard work. Those screens were over 40 feet tall, over 180 feet wide. That's the equivalent of about 16 regular-sized movie theater screens. Now, I do want to address the fact that, unfortunately, we lost the entire 5th car of our tram. And it's a risk we were willing to take, and we're going to live with our choices. But we are going to honor their memory by talking about how they spent their last moments inside of a picture car. Now, you might be asking yourself, Soph, what's a picture car? Well, it's any vehicle that is seen on screen or film. So since we saw our tram on the screens back there, please remain seated as we do so. First up, we've got Kit from the 2008 series Knight Rider, followed by Magnum PI's Red Ferrari. A wonderful selection of vehicles for the Back to the Future franchise, which we used to go all the way back in time and retrieve the very first eco-friendly cars from the Flintstones. And of course, we have to have some vehicles from the Fast and the Furious. Fast 8 is in post-production right now, which means they're working hard to have it available to you guys to see on screens April next year. Now, at the end of that tented area are a couple of vehicles from Jurassic World. The gyrosphere is one, and it looks a little different than it did in the movie because the glass is missing. Glass was never there, you guys. It's a very reflective surface, so most of the time, filmmakers will avoid using it whenever possible. Otherwise, they risk seeing the reflection of the camera, the crew, anything like that, and it really destroys that illusion that they worked so hard to create. So they add that in digitally later on. Now, we can't be in one of those films right now, but we can do the next best thing.
Welcome to Jurassic Park.
Why, thank you, John. We spare no expense here at Universal Studios either. Now, on either side of the tram, you're going to be seeing some props and set pieces from the Lost World. Wait a minute. Why are these cages empty? Whatever, I'm sure it's fine. Like I was saying, most of these are from The Lost World, the second film in the franchise. Particularly, something to note is this long mobile lab unit on your left. If you've seen The Lost World, you probably recognize this. Actors Jeff Goldblum, Julianne Moore, Vince Vaughn spent a lot of time inside that mobile lab unit. And it actually ties in to something that I alluded to earlier on in the tour today, back on the front lot. So if you guys recall, I needed you to take a little mental snapshot of that parking structure. Don't worry, guys. If you think it's dinosaur spit, it's not. As I was saying, that parking structure, bring it back to the forefront of your mind. We're going to put 2 and 2 together. That long mobile lab unit was dangled off of the side of that very parking structure in the movie. So you're probably thinking, wait a minute, how does that work? Our greens department dressed the parking structure to look like the side of a cliff. So they painted it, added in textures, foliage, all of that. And when moving magic was said and done, this is the parking structure in the film. Now, something else to note about the scene that we're watching is that it takes place in the middle of a storm, which is interesting because we don't really get a lot of rain here. Most days are like today, beautiful, bright, sunny. So how do they go about filming something where it's written right into the script that they need rain? I'm not a weather expert, but thankfully I'm very good friends with one. His name is Al Roker. He's going to give us a little insight as to what we can expect for the remainder of our tour today.
Hi everybody, here's today's forecast for the Universal Backlot. It's going to be sunny and dry in 6 Points, Texas. Cool and cloudy in Middle Europe. Expect snow and sleet on New York Street, and we've got a high chance of fog and precipitation for Skull Island, Amity Island, and Isla Nublar. That's your forecast for today. Now here's a look at what's going on in your neck of the lot.
Huh. It's a miracle. But how is this miracle? Oh, we lost our feed there from this weather. How are we getting this weather? Look up towards the sky. You might notice those overhead sprinklers we have. They're shooting water straight up into the air so that it then falls back down to earth naturally to look like real rain. Add in some thunder and lightning effects like you just heard, and boom, we've got ourselves in the middle of our very own storm. It's been a while since I've enjoyed the rain. I'm from Michigan. I really do miss it. Yeah, Michigan. If you guys don't mind, why don't we just like sit back, relax, and just enjoy the peaceful sounds. Oh, I am so sorry. I completely forgot to mention at the beginning of the tour, but if you are sitting in a blue seat, you might get wet. Hey Rosa, what color is your seat? Welcome to 6 Points, Texas, y'all. These are some of the oldest sets we have here on the back lot. Not only did a lot of famous Western stars get their start here, but modern stars as well, like Mr. Ben Affleck. He filmed a lot of scenes here for his new movie, Live by Night. Well, let me tell you something. When you get all these highfalutin actors walking around these streets, they tend to find themselves in the middle of some shenanigans.
For the both of us, Jimmy Fallon.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, Jimmy Fallon.
How dare you hit that man?
Mine hit the ground first. Mine was taller.
That's got to be one of the greatest movie lines in the history of great movie lines. So folks, a couple of things happening right now. I turned my mic down just a little bit because there's some filming going on right next to us here. It's a little hard to see from this particular angle, but if you look off to your left, just across this other side here, beyond these big gray trailers, there's a house, and that is where they film the Hallmark Channel's Home and Family. Now they film here every week, Monday through Friday. It's a wonderful show on the Hallmark Channel. Stars hosts Mark Steinis and Debbie Matenopoulos. And it's kind of like a do-it-yourself variety show of sorts. They have celebrity guest stars that come in, they interview them, but then they also do a lot of things like arts and crafts, cooking. So all of that happens right here in this house just beyond these trailers. So that's one of the reasons I just went lower on my mic, because we're a little close to what they're filming right now. Also, what's happening right behind you guys, there's this whole little section called Little Europe. So you see this cute little village area that's built up right over there. That's one of the most historic sets that we have here on the back lot, because that is basically where the monster movie was born. Universal is widely credited as being the birthplace or the creator of the horror genre. This year, we're actually celebrating our 85th anniversary of two wonderful monster movies, Dracula, starring Bela Lugosi, and Frankenstein, starring Boris Karloff. Frankenstein, by the way, in 1939, was released on Valentine's Day. What a great date movie that is. But just beyond Little Europe right now is where they filmed a lot of scenes for The Good Place. Now, a lot of that is closed off because there's still filming that's going on in there, so our trams can't really get through all of the time. But there's a really cool thing we're about to see. This has also been closed off for a very long time, for a majority of the summer, to be honest, here on Stage 50. Now, the reason this was closed is because a different production was in here. It's a feature film, and because of NDAs, which is a non-disclosure agreement, we're not allowed to talk about what production it is, but they're off today, and they have graciously let us come inside and take a look. You can take pictures, so go ahead and do that if you'd like. And notice the detail here. I was talking a lot about the set design and the artistic director's job earlier today. This is a wonderful up-close example of a subway station. But it's, man, this has been happening all week. In Southern California, we get tremors. There was a whole cluster. This is not just a tremor. This is a full-fledged earthquake. Okay, everybody, you know what? I know what to do. Remain calm, and nothing can possibly... on the Richter scale. Now, if anybody on board is a fan of the show Bones, starring David Boreanaz and Emily Deschanel, you might recognize that soundstage from the episode they filmed in there because they even use those very same effects.
What's going on?
Oh my goodness, that was really hard reliving it a second time. Now that's another great example of how sound stages and the artistic director are crucial in filming a lot of scenes in television and movies. You obviously can't wait for an earthquake or any natural disaster to happen, so they have a lot of engineers that come in, they design these intricate sets so you can have an experience like that over and over and over until they get the take that they need. I think I need a little R&R after that ordeal, to be honest, so Rose has so graciously agreed to take us to the beach. I know a great place. It's called Amity Island. Perhaps you've heard of it. They had a shark problem once, not anymore. Plus, my really good friend George, well, we're more than friends. We went on a couple of dates. He's a little quiet. I think it's going well. Anyway, I digress. He is a diver here with the Amity Police. Now, he's been in the water all day, making sure things are... Oh, no. Oh, no. George? Honey? George? George, baby, sweetie, honey, darling, get out of the water. George? George? George! If this is some attempt to get out of dinner reservations tonight, I am not buying it! Kelly, table for one. Loud and clear, George. All right, everyone remain in your seats. We're going to pull away. Now, my ex, George, always told me they tie shark bait on that yellow barrel over there at the end of the pier. So as long as the shark takes the bait, we got nothing to worry about. He's taking it with the whole pier. That is something to worry about. All right now, folks, we are getting close to that area where I do have to hop off of the microphone, so I'm going to be doing that in just a moment, and I will be back with you as soon as I have clearance to do so. I also got some radio communication just now from security. Apparently, there is a black Dodge Charger somewhere on the lot here that's not supposed to be here, so we were asked to do our part and just keep our eye out and see if the Dodge Charger pops up. So I'm going to be in communication with security as well. But for right now, I am hopping off the mic. Take a look around, and I will see you guys on the other side. folks, I am back with you here. I don't know if you spotted that Dodge Charger. I did. Called security. They rerouted me to Agent Novak from the FBI. He said that car belongs to somebody named Toretto, who is armed and dangerous somewhere here on the lot. So Mr. Agent Novak is going to be in communication with me to make sure that Toretto is not going to harm us. Just want to give you guys the 411. The other 411 I want to give you is that we just passed Whoville from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas, the largest production ever filmed here at Universal, by the way. Their sets were so huge, it took about 9 football fields worth of snow just to cover everything. But they had a really, really bad neighbor, those Who's, because right now, not only are they living next door to these scary clowns for Halloween Horror Nights, but that's the Bates Motel just behind it, and the Psycho House up there at the top of the hill. Folks, thanks for bearing with me there. They had a lot of filming going on. I saw my sudden cue to hop off mic. You guys got to see a lot of cool filming up close. You saw the equipment, and you saw how many people it takes to make a movie or television show really come together. Especially when you have something like where we are right now, this spectacular crash site from War of the Worlds, directed by Steven Spielberg. Now you might be looking at that giant plane right there. You might be asking yourself, Self, is that a real plane? Yeah, it is. That is an actual 747 purchased from a junkyard for $60,000, but it cost them over $200,000 to ship it here. It's always how they get you.
The airplane crash site set is a perfect example of a set that is all designed around a vision that Steven had.
When we first began to sit down to talk about the War of the World, I thought, what if the 747 goes down right in a big neighborhood? Because it's just something you don't see.
Oh, good. You're doing good. Keep your eyes on me. Listen, I want you to close your eyes, okay? Now closed. Robbie, get in.
Just lost control of this whole operation. My name is Special Agent Luke Hobbs of the U.S. Diplomatic Security Service, and as of 16.9 seconds ago, I'm the man in charge.
The hell you are.
Let me clue you in on 2 things, sweet cheeks. 1, there's a high-value witness from the Federal Protection Program aboard your vehicle. And 2, an international crime syndicate led by Owen Shaw is honing in on this vehicle to take that witness out. Shaw's as ruthless as they come, and he'll stop at nothing to eliminate his target. Every living soul on this vehicle is in serious danger. Other than that, enjoy the ride.
This is not your jurisdiction.
It is now, stink pickle.
I am so tired of you state guys stepping in just whenever you feel like.
Mute him.
Good idea.
Don't you...
Bye.
That's better. We're moving your vehicle to a safe location until we have the situation under control. Until then, I want everybody to stay calm. Enjoy the ride. I'm taking care of business. Hobbs out.
All right, well, this is all escalating very, very quickly. You heard what he just said. We're moving to a safe house right now. According to Hobbs, this is the best place for us to be, so we're going to take him at his word. Looks like it's going to be at Sullivan Truck Repair. That's odd. This is an alleged street racer party hangout, but if he says it's the safe place to be, then there you go. Now, I'm still in radio communication with these guys. Any news that they have to give us, I'm going to be able to relay to you right away. Now, I am sure at some point somebody's going to be sending us another transmission, giving us a little more information now that we're here and what we have to do to keep the witness on board safe and everybody else on board safe. All right, yep, actually I'm getting some sort of message right now. Hello.
Hey, yo! They just got here. All right, I got it. Well, listen, hello, beautiful people, particularly to you right there missing the third row. How you doing? You good? My name is Roman Pierce. Pleased to meet you. My buddy Hobbs asked us to stash you from Shaw for a while. So we brought you in our secret spot. We're having a few friends over. It's a little messy, but it's all good. The more the merrier. Especially you right there in that third row, like I was saying. So look, see over there? That's Hobbs' urban assault vehicle. Best truck the U.S. government can buy. But that work of art back over there was made by my man Tej. Think of it as like a Mona Lisa on wheels. Extra fly.
So did you break it down to them?
What's that?
You had one job to do, Roman, one. All right, look, guys, we're going to keep Shaw from finding you, but to keep you safe, we need your help. We don't want the syndicate tracking us here, so put away your cameras and turn off your cell phones. One flash or one ringtone could give us away.
I need y'all to take this real serious.
Witness, speak now or you all get fried!
This is our turn.
After them!
Okay, guys, it's showtime. Come to the left. This thing ain't moving fast enough. Coming, Lenny, hook him up.
Hit it!
I got the move on the road!
Now we're moving.
Guys, look out!
You can be the witness to it when we call it a day! I'm not company! Witness is mine, Lenny!
How about you eat asphalt?
Don't think you're getting away! Come in there!
Way to go, Lenny.
Don't let it in the missile shot!
Not gonna happen. Don't worry, I got this.
Women don't shoot that from the bridge! Under construction! Everybody hold on!
Get the nitrous. Ride or die.
Was that Fast and Furious or what? Give it up for Supercharged.
Hell of a job, everybody. You protected the witness and you can resume breathing.
Now, my Mona Lisa got messed up a little bit, but it's all good. We got through it. Y'all held us down. Appreciate it.
They say the bigger the family, the stronger it is. You guys did good out there. And you're welcome to join our crew anytime.
That's right, we do roll like this, but unfortunately we roll like this all the way back to unloading because we have reached the end of our tour. Oh, collective sigh of sadness. Let's take a moment to thank our incredible driver this afternoon, Rosa. Let her hear it, you guys. She kept calm, we carried on. Now, Rosa and I want to thank each and every one of you for coming aboard the studio tour today and sharing in this movie-making experience. We hope you enjoyed your entire experience here at Universal Studios Hollywood. The park does close at 6 p.m., so keep that in mind. If you are an annual pass holder, thank you so much for being here with us again today. If you're not a pass holder and you're like, hey, I want to be, head over to the Universal box office. Find out how you can upgrade your ticket today so that you can keep coming back again and again and again. We are going to be unloading in just a moment, so gather your belongings with you. There's going to be some recycling bins for those 3D glasses. If you accidentally put in your own glasses, thank you for your donation. Once again, my name is Kelly. I've had so much fun with you guys today. I'm going to be standing over by the studio directory as soon as we get off of the tram to answer any questions that you might have about anything you saw on the tour today. But other than that, that is a wrap. Enjoy the rest of your day here at Universal Studios Hollywood, the entertainment capital of LA. Have a tram-tastic day, you guys.
No, bow your heads. Well done. Go on then.
So fast.